Hey, what's up, my electricians? This is Ruben, aka the Young Electrician. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about that money, getting a raise. All right, let's hop right into it. Point one, this is something really important to understand, and a lot of guys do not comprehend this. Your company can pay you whatever they want. There's no set standard of what they need to pay you, unless you're in the union or a part of an apprenticeship program where your wage is basically non-negotiable. It's already set on paper. Unless that's the case, if you're an electrician working for a private company, then whether you're an ET or a journeyman, your wages are negotiable and they can pay you whatever they want. There is no set standard. Even if the company puts restraints on itself and say we give a 4% increase or 5% or 10% increase upon evaluations, blah, 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 it's fake. There's no legal requirement for them to pay you a certain amount. That means your wages are negotiable. So that means it's up to you on what you're able to get for that pay increase. A lot of people I talk to, they're very hesitant to ask for a raise. They feel like they're, stealing from the company or something, or, insulting them by asking for more money. But the reality is, if your company's doing bad on money, that's their fault. That's not your fault necessarily. So that's on them. It's not your business whether they have the money or they don't have the money to pay you. That has to do with them and how well they manage their company. So for you, what matters is how well you manage your life and your ability to ask for more money. So that's, you worry about your life and your finances, and you let the company worry about their company and their finances, unless they're paying you to worry about their finances. So don't ever be afraid to ask for a raise, because your company could always say yeah, they could always say no, you could move on. It's all negotiable. So just know that. Some people think, oh, I can only get like $1 raise or $2 raise, and that's not always the case. Sometimes you get a $5 raise, sometimes you get a $10 raise, depending on what your skill set is or how valuable you are to the company, how much you've stepped up. So that's really important to know. Your company can pay you whatever they want. Don't be shy. Two, no, your company does not want to pay you whatever you want. So if you're going to ask for a raise, you got to understand the people you're talking to have done this for a while. You're not the first guy to just stumble in there asking for some money. So a lot of times these people are pretty good at negotiating. So I remember one time I walked in to get a raise. I was about in my third year, and I wanted a $3-4 raise. And so I went in to ask for an evaluation. And when I asked for an evaluation, he says, oh, okay, you're looking for more money. And I said, yeah. And this guy says this next thing because he knows what he's doing. He says, what are you looking for? Like $2? See, he lowballed me. That's what he did. He wasn't being nice. Some people are like, oh, $2. This guy's so nice. No. He tried to stop me in my tracks so that I don't ask for more. He's like, what do you want, $2? And I was like, I was thinking more $3. And he was like, well, I could put you in for a $3 raise, but they might not approve it. They might only approve you for $2. And this is where my negotiating skills started to kick in. And I said, or maybe it was just my sarcasm, I says, well, then put me down for $4 so they could give me $3. And he looked at me, he smiled, and he said, okay, I got a $3 raise. You have to learn to negotiate, or at least attempt to ask for something. So point two was, you got to understand these people have been doing this for a while. They really don't want to, give everybody a lot of money. So when you go in there to ask for it, you just have to be confident. And you have to, do a little bit of negotiation. You can't be afraid of that. And maybe that's point 2.5. Point 2.5 here is always ask for more than you're looking for, because your company does not want to pay you more, or maybe it does. I don't know. But your company's there to make money, and paying you more does not make them money. Paying you more makes you money. So Just know that when you go in there, you're dealing with professionals most of the time. They do not want to, pay you more money. They want to make money. Paying you more money does not make them money. But you, in the business of your own life, it's your job to make you more money. So you have to learn to negotiate. And a lot of people just got to get over that fear of asking, because a lot of times we think we're like, ruining somebody's day by asking for more money. We're kind of timid for most people, or for some people. So just know that when you go in there, you should always ask for more than you want, unless you know 100% you're able to get what you want. If it's iffy, I'm telling you, ask for a little more. Ask for a little more, because they're going to try to negotiate you down. So if you ask for what you want, let's say you want $3, and you say, hey, I would like $3, and they say, well, how about $2? And then you're like, well, no, how about, $2.50? And they're like, oh, well, how about $2.25? Right? It's a negotiation. You start high, they start low. So you got to start higher than you want, so that they could, they could feel like they won. Like, oh, we saved some money. So it's a little negotiating tactic, and I use it. So I've seen that it does work. So always ask for more than you want, and know that they don't really want to pay you more money, because they're in the business of making themselves money. All right. So point 1, realize that they can give you whatever they want. There's no set amount that they have to or don't have to pay you in a raise. 2, they know what they're doing. They don't want to pay you more, and it is up to you to ask for money, to ask for more money. Point 2.5, always ask for more money than you want, because they're going to try to negotiate you down, and you're able to get what you want if you aim a little high. Point 3. What was point 3? Oh, point 3. Most of the time, an electrical company has already lowballed a lot of their employees. So they're already saving money. Most people come in there, they don't feel too confident, they don't know what the company pays, whatever it may be. And so a lot of the employees in private companies are getting paid a lower wage than they should, most of the time. So when you go in there to ask for a raise, you have to understand that there is money laying on the table somewhere. I talk to a lot of guys, and I guess you're not supposed to talk about wages or whatever on job sites, but I talk to a lot of guys about wages, because I think a lot of guys get ripped off. And I tell guys to go and to ask for raises, and so just know that there's a lot of guys that aren't getting paid a lot, so there is more money to go around. Sometimes there's a lot of people that just aren't getting what they're supposed to be getting paid for whatever reason, and there's money left on the table. So don't ever be afraid to ask for a raise. What was point 4? I got 4 points in this one. Oh, point 4, when to ask for a raise. This is, I think this is also important. When you're asking for a raise, you don't just start a job and next week you're like, hey, you see how good I am? Can I get a raise now? When it comes to asking for a raise, I usually wait about 3 months before asking for a raise. I want a time. Usually it's a 90-day, evaluation period in a typical company. And after the 90 days, I want an evaluation. I want to ask them, how well have I been doing? I think I've been doing a good job. And, I now that I've proved myself, I would like, some more money. And sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes they realize this guy's really good. Yeah, he should get paid more. Sometimes they're like, you know what? You have some stuff to improve, which is fine. If there's ever a time where you are not given a raise when you ask for one, this is what you have to do. You have to ask them for an actual evaluation. You have to ask them, okay, I need to know I would like to get paid this much. I would like to be worth this much. What do I have to improve for in the next 3 months you to see it and say, wow, okay, this guy is worth this much amount of money. Or what can I do to improve the next 6 months, whatever the time may be, you're going to give them for me to improve to where I am worth this. Give me the evaluation as my boss. What do I need to improve in so that I could be worth this much amount of money or more? And sometimes it's like, hey, you don't show enough initiative. You get here like right on time, and we really don't like that. It doesn't look good to the other guys. So for us, it's not really helping us put together a good team and build people up, because you're showing up at 7 o'clock on the dot, and it doesn't look good. Or hey, you're always the first one to clean up, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't really show us that you're making an initiative. Or it's like, hey, you know what? You're slow. Sometimes you look like molasses dripping down a wall, and you really need to pick your pace up. It could be anything. Your work looks ugly. Like, dude, like, step your game up. Your work looks really ugly. You're quick. You're efficient. It works. But goodness gracious, it looks like somebody hit that thing with a baseball bat. Whatever it may be, you want them to give you an evaluation. If they do not give you a raise, you want them to give you an evaluation of what you need to improve in. So it's always good, even if you're not getting a raise. If, like, let's say you're set, and you're like, man, I'm doing pretty good. It's really good for you to be able to get a raise, an evaluation, so that you can know what areas you're strong in somebody else's eyes, and what areas you need to improve in. And trust me, most of the time, your boss, your foreman, your supervisor, they know. If they don't know, then they are not doing their job. They're not watching their guys as closely as they should. And sometimes not your foreman. Sometimes you got 30 guys, 40 guys on a job site, and it's your lead man. Your lead man is the one that's going to talk to your foreman, and he's the one that's going to give him the scoop on how you're doing. And honestly, they should have been talking the whole time. So you want an evaluation, because if they don't give you a raise, you want to be able to improve. And it's really important to set a time limit too. Say, hey, in the next 3 months, I would like this raise, and in the next 3 months, what can I improve in that would show you that, wow, this guy is worth this much amount of money? Because one, you want a goal. So if he says, hey, your work looks ugly, if your work looks better, it helps us when the inspector comes. He's not looking through stuff as much, because our work looks clean, looks like it's done by professionals. Okay, fine. In 3 months, you come back and say, hey, I need another evaluation on the work as we discussed before. Give me an evaluation on the tidiness of my work, whatever it's called. And then you most likely get a raise. But one, you want a goal, a clear goal with your boss on what to accomplish to be more valuable to them. And two, you want a time limit. How long until I could get this raise? Because one, your boss agrees to it basically. So okay, so in 3 months, if I get another evaluation, this is the thing I'm going to improve in. So if you improved in it, what are they going to say? Oh yeah, we did say that, but no raise for you. Then you might have to move along to another company. But that's always a good approach. So yeah, you got to know, one, your company can pay you whatever they want. Two, your company does not want to pay you whatever you want. They're in it to make money for themselves. You're in it to make money for yourself. Point 2.5. You should always ask for more than you want, so that because they are going to try to negotiate you down, and that is a negotiating skill. 3, I think this was 3. What was 3? Oh, 3 is what was 3? People usually get paid way less than they should, so you have to understand that you always have the opportunity to get paid more money, because most of the time you're getting paid less than you probably should, and there's other guys in your company that are getting paid less than they should. So, this is a shaky phone today. There's usually money sitting on the table, so if you want to raise, there's money for it. So don't be shy, don't be afraid to ask. And I think it was point 4 is if you don't get the raise, you have to ask for an actual evaluation, because you're going to get a raise, or you're going to have to leave because your company is cheap. And the reality is, if they don't give you a raise there, then you need an actual evaluation where you set a goal for how well you do, a goal of improvement for them to be worth a certain amount of money, and then you need to set a date for that goal. Is it 3 months out? Is it 6 months out? Are you going to wait a whole year to your next evaluation? Whatever it may be. So that's point 4. And lastly, I'll throw this one in last. Lastly is you have to know the difference between a raise or let's say a promotion. You have to know the difference between a promotion and an opportunity to grow. Sometimes a guy gets handed a set of prints and says, hey, lay this unit out. You're going to get this section. You're going to be laying this stuff out. And, I want you to lay this out. I want you to rope this. I want you to make it up. I want you to be in charge of this little area. Right? And some people would say, okay, well, where's the money for that? Like, I need a pay increase. You're giving me more responsibility, which is true. They'll give you more responsibility. But sometimes the pay is the opportunity to do it, especially if you've never done it before, or if no one's given you that responsibility. And then, that's a good opportunity. You should always take that with no complaints. I mean, if they want you to run a project, that's a different story. Or if they want you to be, I don't know, take on if they know that you're capable of it and they want you to do it, then yeah, they shouldn't get it for free. But you have to learn to tell the difference between a promotion and an opportunity. Because sometimes you get your payment is the opportunity to grow, to work under your foreman, and to have an opportunity to work on a particular part of the project. And through that, then you can say, hey, I've been doing this for the last 3 months, and I think I've been doing a good job. I would like an evaluation on it, because if I'm going to continue doing this type of work, then I would like the pay to match. And sometimes you got to take the opportunity. So you really got to learn to tell the difference between a promotion and an opportunity. All right, so that's going to do it, guys. Like and subscribe. And yeah, if you like this video, then what video do I think you would like besides the... Oh, if you do like this video and you are trying to move up, then I recommend going and listening to a video called 3 tips for... What is it? 3 tips for every electrician, 3 tips for every journeyman. I'm going to link it in the description below. I think it's 3 tips for every journeyman. And if you're an apprentice, then go listen to 3 quick tips for every apprentice. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.